Okay, let's get started.
All right, so guys, everyone from Crypto Grinders, welcome to our special feature, sponsored feature by NaviAddress, and we are so glad and happy that today we have Dmitry, the co-founder and the CEO of NaviAddress here with us. So Dmitry, give us, your greatest greetings here.
Thank you very much. I see that just this rattling and grinding sounds of printed printers are coming to me, so I'll be happy just to answer all these, metal sounds.
Right.
I hope that will not grind me just into pieces. Okay. What is NaviAddress? NaviAddress is the addressing platform that will provide people and businesses with unified digital ID for places and locations once we migrate this to the blockchain. The company itself was established back in 2015, and I guess on the 24th we will have February, we have the 3 years anniversary just of the company. So since that time, we have been developing and marketing addressing system, and I believe we're making progress, quite a good progress on that, because we have now addressing system that is being used by 1.5 billion, by 60,000 registered app users. And we have now about 1.5 million NaviAddresses in our addressing system. This is due to the fact that we have had previous integrations with Uber, with Booking.com. We signed and developed the partnership. Signed the partnership agreement with them last year. And due to this fact, they open up their API to us and provided data. So there are now 1.3 million partner hotels of Booking.com in our addressing system. And they all signed with our digital ID for their hotels. I signed also the LOI with DPD, which is a pan-European DHL company, so sort of DHL company. Just I hope DPD won't take this as a problem. But I mean, just to explain to the whole world what is DPD, is better just to have some kind of some comparison to that. Right. So we open up the integration project with them, and now we're on the pilot this integration project for the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of in short, I guess.
All right. So now that you've mentioned a little bit about your partnerships with NaviAddress, so what are some of the key? Are these partnerships localized, or you mean in a global extent? Or what are you referring to here, Dmitry?
Well, with Booking.com, this is the strategic partnership agreement with their office in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. With DPD, we do this integration with a local company here in Russia. But the benefits of that is that DPD in Russia is the strategic partner to Alibaba. So once we will proceed with the integration with DPD, we immediately go to Alibaba with promoting our solution, just our addressing platform.
Wow. So Alibaba is going to be huge, right? If it's secure and everything. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So just wondering, right? It's NaviAddress a patented technology, right? Like, I mean, I read it from a white paper, but it didn't really mention. Is there any highlight to it? Yeah.
Correct. We filed the patent with the U.S. patent body. I guess that was last year, or perhaps just the year before last one. I don't remember particularly. But there is a patent there, and we're waiting just for the proceedings. Right. So it's one thing. Second thing is we're preparing one or could be 2, 3 patents as well, just for the our addressing algorithms. Let's say, let me put it this way, that we plan to develop and implement on the blockchain. Right. For different type of use cases, meaning industries. But that's something that we plan to do just in coming, well, this year actually.
Right. Cool. Okay, so this is with regards to something, okay, this is just out of my own curiosity, Dmitry. I've went through a white paper and I went through some of the commercial videos, which was really, really interesting because I personally have the same problems, right? I mean, I've been traveling around the world and I couldn't find certain places, yeah? And I also had an experience when I got lost in a desert in Grand Canyon in Las Vegas in, Florida area. So it was really bad. I couldn't find a place. But there's one question I want to ask, right? So would that be a repeated 6-digit combination within the same location? So for instance, let's say in Grand Canyon and particularly the East Canyon, for instance, and West Canyon, would there be a repeated 6-digit algorithm or permutation in that sense? Would that be possible?
Well, to explain, in short, there will be no repetition. Let's say. Basically, just the system works in the first come, first served, based on the first come, first served basis.
Right.
And due to the fact that there is embedded geo coordinates into the kind of NaviAddress data container, then there will be no cases like you're saying. I mean, there will be no duplication generally. Right.
Okay, that's good. I think that will help a lot, right? So you reduce the chances of getting lost around the world. Okay, so this is just, I've read through, there's also custom addresses, there's also private addresses, yeah? And so are these addresses self-created or it was actually created by the system itself? It's because it's a more popular places of interest, therefore there's an address, NaviAddress to it, or it's because it's created by the users themselves? So can you clarify that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea, I mean, how it was developed from our belief. I mean, the founders believe that there should be freedom to people to get their addresses and then use them and be owners of them. I mean, meaning just, digital. I'm saying about digital addresses.
Right.
And obviously that should be linked to the real world. And that's one of the premises that we stand on. Why? Because we are very much dependent, especially in Asia, on not in Hong Kong and Singapore, I believe, but generally in Asia, we dependent on bureaucrats who are providing us with addresses, and it's a lengthy and tiresome and difficult process. So that's why we decided that we need to create a solution that will help people to obtain, share, find, sell, buy their digital addresses for places and locations. And the blockchain technology really helps that a lot. That I think, what I should mention here is that our evolution, our approach to blockchain technology was evolutionary, because it was our first early adopters who told us that, we want to have, we don't want to have proprietary system, we want to have open source system. We want that to be flexible, and we want that to be detached from a 2-year startup. Right. So that was a real challenge for us in the beginning, I guess it was first or second quarter last year, when we understood that, we need to change something to adapt the addressing system towards the needs and requirements that we had from our early adopters. And blockchain just appeared as a universal and rational solution for us to move to. So that's the way just we came up to the blockchain, and then we understood that apart from servicing our business early adopters, that unlocks really the value for common people, because on the blockchain you can get, because of the integration with the blockchain, you can really provide people with the 3-minute process of getting or creating your NaviAddress. And then once it's verified by transaction or by validators, there's greater value out of that, because delivery businesses can take this out of the platform and they don't need to go in the sequential business processes for verifying you and me every time you and me order something online,
Right.
even from the same e-tailer every day.
Right.
So that's how the whole story developed.
Cool. So in terms of partnership, will there be any partnership with any e-commerce businesses, or are you going towards that direction, or is it more for retailers? What do you think?
Well, we go in several directions. I believe we
Right.
go into the direction for to really change world. Sort of. Well, it's a kind of very high word.
Big statement.
Yeah, big statements.
Yeah.
But generally, it's very simple. I mean, there are 4 billion people in the world that are liking addresses, and United Nations, they accept the huge issue with that, and we understand that we can help those people, in a simple and technological way, and that's why we believe that we go into integrations with governments that are wishing and willing to upgrade their conventional addressing systems. So that means that we will develop our partnerships with government agencies, specifically postal delivery services.
Right.
Second direction we're going is obviously business, and I mentioned here delivery and e-tailers. But we start from delivery businesses because we see much greater pain there. In our customer journey. In our customer discovery, this process, we understood that we encountered that from delivery businesses firsthand, and that's why we're going into this direction. That's why we have this DPD. We have also some other local Russian delivery businesses that are involved now with us for integration of addressing system. It's a company called SDEC and a company called Express RMS. So the third direction is obviously hotels, like local hotels, restaurants, and cafes, because they are suffering from the inadequate access to international tourists, which number is growing actually quite significantly year to year, and for them, just obviously solution to authenticate their business outlets to international tourists.
Right. Okay. So in terms of implementation, then, so which countries are in your pipeline, other than Russia and
We believe that we will focus on India, on Malaysia, Indonesia, and generally Southeastern Asia.
Okay.
We believe there's a huge feedback out of that in terms of interaction and cooperation with the government agencies. Africa, I believe, but all these countries. I mean, I had the meeting, by the way, e-meeting with Emirates Postal Group. That's the name of the company, and they're very interested with proceeding with the further steps in our cooperation. So they wait our first beta version of our blockchain. I mean, not our blockchain, but the solution on the blockchain. So we will proceed with them, I guess, in March.
Right.
That's for sure. In terms of delivery businesses, I think we will start from Russia. As I said, then there's also opportunity for us to start, interacting with Benelux companies because of our partnership with CCG, that's a Crypto Capital Group, and because our relations and excellent cooperation with our advisors. For example, that's Fabrice Croizot, who is CEO of InChain. That's the parent daughter company of the Luxembourg Post. And that's where we go as well. So basically, just that's the direction.
Right. Great. Okay, so this is with regards to the ICO, Dimitri. I understand, the pre-ICO is just kind of closed. It's a huge success, I believe you just mentioned to me just now. So, question, this is from some of our close friends, right, community. They ask, so what's the purpose of the funds raised during ICO? And if you can, what is the utility value of the NVT tokens? What are the tokens for? These are the two main questions that they have.
Okay, so very simple. Tokens are developed for buying or exchanging for NaviAddress. It's one of the prime reasons why Navi token. So it's a utility token, just predominantly. Not predominantly, that's the utility token.
Right.
Okay, and also it provides people with the users, the platform users, with the ability to exchange for services over the platform. I mean, for validating, first of all. A second, for metadata creation to your or my NaviAddress.
Right.
Specifically, that will be needed for the big corporations who have offices scattered, along territory, vast territory. For example, in even one city, I guess Starbucks has more than 100 outlets, for example.
Right.
So that could be the case as well.
Okay, cool. So I understand. Okay, this is what I understood from the white paper as well. Is that we understand that NaviAddress, the success of it is heavily dependent on growing the user base, right? So the more users there are, there will be more addresses created, and therefore it becomes a self-supporting community, right? In that sense. So what are some of the marketing or publicity plan that you have or your company has in store in the pipeline, to kind of boost the user base and the user data that you can collect? I think that's really paramount. It's quite important, right? Because then you will be able to pitch for more partnerships and on. So what's behind the execution process? What do you think? Any thoughts?
Right. I think I need just to kind of correct you a bit because our applications are means of creating and using and sharing NaviAddresses. That's the interface. Of interaction between the user, business user, and the addressing system. Okay, right. So in this sense, what we're looking, or just what I'm focusing on, I'm focusing on two things. First is to obviously increase the user base, as you mentioned, and second, what is I guess is of the same importance, or perhaps just in the beginning is of greater importance, is the population of our addressing platform with addresses. So we need to have like tens of millions of addresses in the platform, right? Because we need to solve this chicken and egg issue or chicken and egg problems of any platform. Okay, because users are saying, "Hey, why do we need the address if we cannot transact over that with businesses?" Businesses saying this, "Why we need NaviAddress? Because there are no users." Okay, for that. Right. So it means that we need just to attract as much as possible. We need to attract big address holders as much as possible. Right. Okay, companies like DPD, for example, or Alibaba, for example, that would be just a huge success and successful impact and positive impact to our addressing system, because then we will get from them, millions or tens of millions of addresses that are partially verified, and then once they'll be verified through the platform by transaction. Then, their value is just even greater for them. So it would mean that we will have, tens of millions of NaviAddresses in the platform, and then, just people would start to understand that, well, if this is a good solution for us to be accessible for the business and vice versa, so then there will be a natural, inflow of users to the applications. So I think now what we have now at hand is the greater interest from businesses rather than from users. Okay, right. Cases from users, for example, from from anglers, from hunting people, from hunters who are just they like their locations, or people who likes outdoor, and they can create addresses for their favorite locations. In places where they where they were, and where they would like us to come back. So that's also important to expand, and not only outdoors, but also just specific use cases where people just are very dependent on having an address which provides them with inflow of customers or inflow of other people who are willing to interact with them, or even, let's say, as friends. Because just if you have a log cabin somewhere in the woods, for example, or you have summer house, I don't know, in Spain, in Thailand, okay, so just you want your friends to access you,
Yeah, to find you, right?
Yeah, to find you, and the best way is to create this NaviAddress and share that. And our applications already provides that as a solution.
Right. Okay, great. So I think Dmitry has already answered most of my questions, right? So Dmitry, any last few pointers that you want to share with our viewers? I also understand you want to talk about a little bit about pre-ICO as well, right? So go ahead. This is your time.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say that tonight we successfully closed our pre-ICO, and we successfully sold out all 200 million NVTs, Navi tokens, sorry, to our supporters. And I and the team, we're very much pleased to say, and we're very grateful to our contributors. So guys, thank you for your trust, and stay with us. We'll be much more interesting in coming 3 years with our NaviAddress journey. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Dmitry, for giving such a great answer, giving such a great introduction, and also explanation on what NaviAddress is all about. So folks, if you have any other questions, you can comment below in the video below. And, if we get answers from Dmitry and from the team from NaviAddress, we could always answer some of your questions. And once again, thank you so much, Dmitry, for tuning in. Thank you so much, for coming through for us. All right. So I wish you all the success for ICO upcoming, and greater success for NaviAddress upcoming in the near future. All right. So thank you, Dmitry. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.